Have you ever come across one of those albums that just grabs you and you just obsess over it and that's all you listen to for the next month or so? I've had that numerous times. Recently, in the last couple of years, it's been Blackberry Smoke, Waiting for the Thunder, or it's been Witness from Vola. And this year as well, it was Endless Praise from Charity Gayle. I love that whole album. I wish I could have been there, but just something about the mix, something about her lyrics, something about her voice, and just how everything came together. It's just a great album. If you haven't listened to it, you should go check it out. And subsequently, there has been a couple songs that have just been part of my own repertoire, and one in particular that has come into our worship services at North County Christ the King, which is I Speak Jesus. And it's a great song, it's a beautiful melody, it's a great singable song, and there's some fun guitar parts on it, and so we are going to learn that today. And this is a bit of a special lesson because I'm supposed to be at our Combat School of Worship teaching our electric guitarists. However, at the same time, I booked camping and we're on vacation and it's summer. So this video is not only for you, but also for you four dudes who are learning electric guitar and rocking it. So without further ado, here is your lesson on I Speak Jesus. So I've provided a link in the description here for the tabs. It's the entire song and it's all scored out for guitar and everything you could need to know. So what we're going to do first is let's first look at our tone. I've chosen my semi-hollow body, and in particular I'm going to be using both pickups a lot. I love how this guitar, how a hollow or semi-hollow sounds when you're using both your pickups there. And this is what I'm using. I'm actually using the David Hislop patch for my Line 6 Helix. This is the one that's an AC30 and I can't remember. It's like the JCPenney special, not a Harmony. I don't know. But here's my bass tone. Pretty clean. Just a little bit of dirt if I dig in a little bit more, but it's mellow enough that it's nice, and it's sharp enough that if I go to the bridge, I get enough to cut through. So really all we're going to be using is some overdrive, some reverb and some delay, and because we are Christians, we are using dotted eighth delay and a lot of verb on this. And that's what we're mostly going to be using until the very end. Then we're going to bring our overdrive in towards the end when the song really starts ramping up. So let's get to this. The guitarist is using a slide on this song. I'm not going to be doing it with a slide because chances are the majority of you are not going to be doing it with a slide. So let's not complicate things, right? The other thing he's doing a swell. He's swelling each of these notes. And if you're not familiar with that, that's when you turn your volume pedal all the way back. I have a volume pedal right here. So this is an Ernie ball. And it's basically a volume knob inside here operated by your foot pedal. All the way forward is up or on. All the way back is down or off. And so what you do is you pull it back to the heel position so you have no volume. It's like you've turned your volume off. And you pluck your string or strings, whatever it happens to be. And as soon as you're done plucking that, then you drop your pick and you slowly bring it forward. Too fast and it doesn't get the achieved sound. Too slow and then you get bored. So this is ideally what it should sound like. Sounds kind of like the Whales. You can do your best whale impression, and that much free. So we're going to start on our second string on the 9th fret, and it's going to go 9, 10, 12, and then first string 11, 12. Just get that down. Okay, so we complete the intro, get through that lick, and then we get to verse 1. And the first 4 measures of verse 1 are one of the hardest things for us to do as guitarists, and that is called rest, silence. So embrace the silence, let the song go on without you. You don't always have to be playing. And, you know, as funny as I'm sort of being, I think I am, it's really a great principle. Don't always be playing. That's how you get good dynamics with your songs. It would be in measure 11. What we're going to do is we're going to have our 3rd string on the 9th fret and 2nd string on the 10th fret. And we're going to pluck these. And there's a little diamond over top of the notes on the tab. And what that means is it's a swell. So we're going to swell this in. And that's for 4 beats. And the next one, we're going to take that 2nd string up to the 12th fret. So 1, 2, and then the lick again. Here is another time where that pick attack comes in very importantly, because what we've got going here is for all of verse 2, we're very lightly going to be playing the 1st and 2nd string on the 12th fret. Now, I have a lot of reverb going on here. A lot. What you might be missing is the beauty of this delay. So if you haven't played with dotted eighth delay before, this is what you should hear. So here it is without. It's a nice sound, but what happens when you put on a dotted eighth delay, if you're playing properly in time, and if your delay is set to the right tempo, it starts doing this cascading thing, and it sounds almost like somebody's playing along with you. The first chorus, we're going to practice our resting again for almost the first entire 2 measures. And then what you see, if you're looking at the tab, what we're going to do is we're going to pre-bend 2nd string 9th fret. We're going to bend it up to a 10. So we want to get this note. Let me turn up our effects here. There, that sounds about right. Always make sure that your bends are enough, but not too much, because it can sound like a cat dying, and it's really unpleasant to hear somebody go up to. It's bad. So we're going to bend up an entire half step. So what it'll sound like is we'll come into 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So we're in on 4, and then we bend, or then we release that bend. 2, 3, and then it's just a single pluck. We're going down to the 7th fret. 3. Then we're going to hop over to 3rd string 9th fret. We're going to swell that in. And then what? You guessed it. Here's the lick again.
Hey Joel, what do I do if I don't have a volume pedal?
Don't use a volume pedal. It's simpler than you think. I know I'm going over it with a volume pedal, but if you don't have one and you're just doing this, that's okay. If you want, I have done this when I've been rendered without a volume pedal before. You can just play with your own volume knob. This guitar is hard to do it with. A Strat is great because you got your pinky right here. But if you don't have a volume pedal, don't worry about it. Use it on the swells as much as you can, or just watch how hard you're picking.
Little note. Tune often. Have I said that before? Tune often.
So that brings us to verse 3. And now we're going to find the song is starting to build. So we're going to be playing a little bit more, not much yet, and the song is building up. So we're going to start adding to that. So the first measure, we're going to not swell in the first note, but we're going to pre-bend this 9th fret 2nd string up a half step to the 10, and we're going to come in like this. So we're coming in on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now this slide where we have strings 2 and 3 on the 4th fret, we're sliding up to 9. If you're using a slide, that sounds awesome, but you don't have to. It's just a, and you could swell in the other if you want. So volume up. That's just bringing the volume back before your before the last notes. So that takes us into the lick at the very end. We got. And that'll bring us to our first chorus where we start building. And here's an important point. When you're playing lead guitar, you don't need to be playing all the notes. You're more likely as a lead guitarist going to be having a more obnoxious tone or a more poignant tone or a poignant part. And to get it heard and played best, sometimes you want less notes. So instead of me playing the 1st, 5th octave and 3rd of the B, I'm just going to play an upper octave and a 3rd. So get used to that as a guitarist. You know, look at a chord before you play a chord. And what do you think are the most important parts of that chord? What's the important thing to add? Is it the lower? Or is it the upper chimey stuff? So think that through. So we're coming into the chorus here. We're going to swell in fret 4 for the 2nd and 3rd string. And then we're going to pull back. We're going to swell in fret 2. And then we're going to go way up here and go fret 9. I like to use these 2 fingers because I don't know why. Then I can go rock on at the same time. And then we're going to kind of change the voicing of our chords here. So that's going to be ring finger, 3rd string, 9th fret, and then 1st finger barring the 1st and 2nd strings on the 7th fret. That's a lot of numbers. And the next one, we're going to change our positioning here, and we're playing, it's kind of like an inverted power chord. So 3rd string, 9th fret, 2nd string, 10th fret, 1st string, 12th fret. And then just 9 and 9, and then 9 and 10. That's 2nd and 3rd strings. And then we go back and do the same thing. Your name is. Swell that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go to our second ending, which brings us into the bridge, and our last note is going to be a single G sharp right here. The next section is our bridge. First time through the bridge, and really this is like the interlude, and we get the joy of letting the other band members shine, which means that we are for 8 measures. 8 measures. You can do it. I believe. And if you have a hard time with that, just turn your volume down and throw your pick across the stage so that you don't play anything. So right when the song comes up, bam, shout Jesus. What you're going to do is we're just doing 8th notes. Yeah. Then when we start adding more notes, I may or may not do less overdrive, or less delay. Less overdrive, that's silly. Okay, so we're going to have our open E this whole time, and then our B string is going to be moving all over the place. So as you can see, if you're looking at the notes, we're just constant 8th notes. And then the last one of each fret before you move to the next fret is kind of a slide at the same time. So we're going to be 5, 10, 8, and then 5, 10, not 8, 9, 9. Don't play 8. That would sound like this. That's minor. So we're like this: 2, 3, 4. Here's an important note. Listen, we're going to add our overdrive now. Yay! We're in the bridge and the song's starting to build, and so we're going to add some overdrive because that adds intensity. But what overdrive essentially does is it saturates your sound, but it also adds like gain and volume, which is cool because we like overdrive because we're guitarists. But at the same time, when you're already running a big, thick reverb and delay, what could happen is it could turn into a bunch of mush. That gain will make my notes last longer and make my reverb last longer. And so if I hit an E here and it's going to be holding out all this time, even when I go to another chord, like let's say it's something else that doesn't have an E in it, then all of a sudden I have this wrong note that's still hanging out while I'm playing this other chord. And it just sounds like mush. What you want to do is use your best judgment. Depending on the gear that you're using, you may or may not want to back your reverb off or even turn it all the way off for this one. If you had to turn off reverb or delay, I would keep your delay. But just be mindful about what's going on here. Because what we're going to be doing is also something that's, we're playing two notes, but sometimes it's the same note. Two versions of the same note. So what we're going to be doing is this thing where we're fretting somewhere on our second fret whilst the first string is wide open. And we're just going to be doing down strums, and we're on eighth notes. So it'll be like this. We're going to be on 5 and 10, 9, 5 and 10 and 9, 5, 4, 2, slide 10, 12, and 9. So it's going to sound like this. So again, listen on your own rig, use your best judgment, what sounds good, what adds to the song. Then the nice thing, the rest of the song is really huge, and we're just playing chords. And so there's a few different inversions of them here, but this is your basic bar chord that we're starting on. This is a B, and we're going to be 7, 9, 9, 8, and then 2 opens. And this one, I don't want to get too crazy noisy, so I think what we'll do, that might be enough. So now I'm on bridge pickup. Then we'll change it once we get into the fourth chorus here. We're going to be still our B here. We're going to be our A here. Then then it sounded like he was doing something a little different on his E, playing, let's see, open E, and then we're 7-9-9. And then he changed around and he added a ninth to it, and so he took this first finger and actually moved it over to his second string, and somehow you're going to want to mute that fifth string. So it's like this in chorus 4. Now, if you listen to the rest of the song, it kind of dies, but then it kind of simmers, and then they bring it back up, and they play some really cool chords. And for us as guitarists, if we're going to be playing this lead part, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference to what we're going to be playing. Now, we can't play the exact same things that we were just doing on the bridge, but what I have written out here on the tab, it does work. So 6 measures of that, you start just, 6 measures, and then they sing through the verse 1, and then we come into the opening lick again. Delay. There it is. We actually do that 4 times, and then we've got 6 measures of resting, and then what we have is we start. We'll take just our fifth fret of our second string, and we just lightly start palm muting it, and we're going to do this for 2 measures on 16th notes, and we're slowly going to crescendo or get louder. And I wouldn't use the volume pedal on this for this. I would just do it by your picking. And that brings us to bridge 3, which is basically going to be almost exactly like the big bridges. And that's a whole regular bridge, and then the final bridge is going to be different. So now we're going to be 9 and 9. I'm going to bar those, and then I like my pinky for 12. Yeah. And then this was really neat. So you can end with an E here. This is your D chord shape, or you can do it here. But at least the track that I listened to, it sounded really neat, and I put it for the very last chord on the tab if you want. We've got an open E. It sounds like an 11 on here, on your 5th string, muting 4th string, and then with these fingers we're going to play a D chord shape. And it sounds like this. There's a slight pause before the last downbeat, and it's this. And then he's got his whammy bar, so he does that a bunch. I hope that helps. I will play through the song now, and you can take a listen and take a look, and hopefully it helps you. And feel free to message if you have any questions. Good luck. Have fun playing, and don't forget to learn how to be a vital part of your band.
I just want to speak the name of Jesus over every heart and every mind, 'cause I know there is peace within your presence. I speak Jesus.
just wanna speak the name of Jesus till every dark addiction starts to break, declaring there is hope and there is freedom. I speak Jesus. Your name is power. Your name is healing. Your name is life. Break every stronghold. Shine through the shadows. Burn like a fire. I just wanna speak the name of Jesus over fear and all anxiety, to every soul held captive by depression. I speak Jesus, 'cause your name is power, your name is healing, your name is life. Yes, it is. Break every stronghold, shine through the shadows, burn like a fire. Your name is power, and we declare it now. Your name is life. Break every stronghold, and shine through the shadows, burn like a fire. Shout Jesus from the mountains, Jesus in the streets, Jesus in the darkness over every enemy, and Jesus for my family. I speak the holy name, Jesus. Oh, shout Jesus from the mountains, Jesus in the streets, Jesus in the darkness over every enemy, Jesus for my family. I speak the holy name, Jesus. Your name is healing. Your name is life. Break every stronghold. Shine through the shadows. Burn like a fire. From Holy Spirit. Your name is power. Your name is healing. Break every stronghold. Shine through the shadows. I just wanna speak the name of Jesus over every heart and every mind, 'cause I